Costa Brava, northern Spain on the Mediterranean. It's raw, it's rough, it's got great beach access. Really, it's more like rock and cliff, which is part of the appeal. So very difficult to build commercial. And so I don't know if the entire area north of Tossa De Mar, which is north of Barcelona, is all parkland, but it certainly has a lot of wonderful hiking trails that are accessible easily from Tossa Del Mar, which is Tossa's a great little beach town. If you wanted to home base, Tossa would be a great home base. This gives you an idea. You walk along the coast, there's these little stairs that oftentimes will lead to the water. And this is what you're seeing here, but what you're not seeing is all of this big commercial development, which makes it extremely appealing to your nature lovers. Here's a set of stairs that go down to the coast. These are a little bit more organized. Some of it is a rope and just make your way best as you can. There I'm pointing out a trail that we took. Back up the path we go, and we continue our hike. So there's all kinds of these little inlets, if you will, along the coast. You just sort of stay on this upper ridge, and here's a nice look at what the trail looks like. Well developed. And then you'll see a little trail that goes down to the water. I mean, the water, so it is the Mediterranean, northern part of Spain, and the water is not hot. We're here in the summertime, so it's very refreshing. It feels maybe, I don't know, 75 degrees. So it's frisky to get in. I mean, the water's very clean, very clear. The coastline in this area is very rugged. You'll have little caves like this that you actually have to swim through. I mean, it's pretty cool. That's my son. So if you wanted more of a natural experience and to get a better taste of what the countryside outside of the larger cities, for example, like Barcelona or Madrid, look like, this is a great example. This gives you a nice look at what the coastline actually looks like. It's just a superb idea that you don't have all of this development along this area. Here's another idea of what the hiking trail can look like. So sometimes it goes from a hiking trail in the woods to a more developed path. Now they do have a lot of forestation, preservation, firefighters that have access to these areas. So this is pretty interesting. This is actually a campground, very organized, and the part of the campground has this little private beach. Now we just walked onto the beach, so it wasn't like somebody asked for your wristband or anything. So this would be an example of a hiking trail where you've got a rope. I mean, again, you can walk for hours and hours. Alltrails.com has most of these hiking trails marked, or at least indicated on their maps. Now, because there's so many different trails that go left, go right, go up and down, it is a little bit hard to stay on one specific name of a trail. I mean, there you can see a green mark. That's probably an identifier of this particular trail. So this is another example of a little inlet. Now what you're going to notice, even though we are here in the summertime, you're not seeing bukus of people. Perhaps maybe more of southern Spain is more ideal because the water is much warmer. However, this water is completely agreeable for swimming. It's much cleaner. I mean, this is actual footage of the color of the water. Costa Brava is somewhat famous as being this rugged, raw area of Spain, so it's not an unknown area. However, still with the beauty is still well preserved. Windswept coast. So here you are, you're walking on top of the ridge. A little IQ test there. Make sure you've got plenty of water because there's not a whole lot of resources to purchase water here. So what you're seeing, even though we are here in the summertime, it doesn't seem particularly really super hot. It's also, there's a lot of trees, so that keeps the temperature a little bit more temperate. And if you do get hot, it's easy enough to get access to the water and cool off and continue your hike. So here you can leave Tossa De Mar and go on these hikes, and this is the hike back to Tossa. And I love the fact that they kept the trail separated from the main road, which is kind of hairy on this windy mountain, if you will, road. So they made this great little pedestrian bridge. So this is actually, we're on the return part of our hike back to Tossa. And again, I think Tossa is a great small town to explore the Costa Brava from. There are other areas, but Tossa does have a certain charm to it. It's large enough that you can get most of the things that you want, and probably a little bit cheaper because there is more accommodations. But it's not overrun with tourists, which is real nice. It seems to be more of a place that locals in the area go to and support. So that gives us a aerial view almost of Tossa De Mar. Lots of trails. You can see that green line again, that's identifying a particular trail. Now it's certainly not a flat hike, so I would say this is a intermediate level. You do have to have some physical ability to be able to go up and down kind of rough, rocky-ish trails, but certainly doable, I think, for most people.